But first, Pentagon leaders have laid out new details about military tactics and explosives to bolster their argument that U.S. attacks had destroyed key Iranian nuclear facilities. But at a briefing today, little more emerged on how far back the bombing had set Tehran's atomic program. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the Joint Chiefs Chairman tried to shift the debate from whether the nuclear targets were obliterated, as U.S. President Donald Trump has said. Days after U.S. strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear sites, Pete Hegseth is defending their impact and criticizing media coverage.
There's been fawning coverage of a preliminary assessment. I've had a chance to read it. Every outlet has breathlessly reported on a preliminary assessment from DIA. I'm looking at it right now. Again, it was preliminary, a day and a half after the actual strike, when it admits itself in writing that it requires weeks to accumulate the necessary data to make such an assessment. It's preliminary.
Today, the Joint Chiefs Chairman revealed new details about the strikes, saying that in the days leading up to the attack, Iran attempted to cover the main shafts of the facilities with concrete, and that the planners had to account for that.
Here's what we know following the attacks and the strikes on Fordo. First, that the weapons were built, tested, and loaded properly. 2, the weapons were released on speed and on parameters. 3, the weapons all guided to their intended targets and to their intended aim points. 4, the weapons functioned as designed, meaning they exploded. And we know this through other means, intelligence means that we have, that were visibly, we were visibly able to see them.
The U.S. military shared a video at the Pentagon briefing showing a bunker bomb penetrating a cave. The one seen in the footage was the same type of munition that was used during the weekend strikes.
After listening to General Kane, I have a very high level of confidence that the effects that were desired to be achieved, even though he caveated it's the IC, the intelligence community's job to provide that battle damage assessment. But I have a very high level of confidence that the destruction, which is a joint term for BDA, was accomplished in Fordo.
After the attack, several experts cautioned that Iran likely moved a stockpile of near weapons-grade, highly enriched uranium out of Fordo before the strike early Sunday morning, and could be hiding it and other nuclear components in locations unknown to Israel, the U.S., and UN nuclear inspectors. A senior Iranian source told Reuters most of the highly enriched uranium had been moved before the attack.
So you know for certain that the uranium was removed from the facility before the B-2 struck?
So I'm not aware of any intelligence that I've reviewed that says things were not where they were supposed to be, moved or otherwise.
We still don't know what happened to the 400 kilograms of highly enriched uranium. We still do not know if there are 2 secret or 3 secret facilities in an area the size, 2.5 times the size of Texas. We still don't know what Iranian intentions are. Do they want to rebuild their program, or are they going to stand down? So they failed to answer any of this. What we saw today, Wolf, sadly, was more of a performance for an audience of 1 than it was for a briefing to the American people.
The White House press secretary reaffirmed that the facilities were totally obliterated, adding that leaking details of intelligence assessments is a crime.
When we look at the entirety of the intelligence that we have to this date, it concludes that these strikes on the Iranian nuclear facilities were absolutely successful. It was a total obliteration, as the president said.
Also today, Iran's supreme leader says his country has delivered a hand slap to America's face with its strike on an American base in Qatar, and warned against any further U.S. attacks.
To mention the word Iran is too much for the mouth of the U.S. president to even pronounce it, to say it. A great Iran and the word of surrender, they don't match. They don't match with each other. It's a joke. It's a ridiculous thing to say.
In the States, some lawmakers are concerned.
I am most concerned about our vulnerability. to potential retaliation from Iran within the United States.
Режим нераспространения пострадал.
Meanwhile, Russia wants Iran to continue its cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency after Iran's parliament approved a bill on Wednesday to suspend cooperation with the UN's nuclear watchdog.